Hello everyone, I am Vamshi Krishna and welcome to my channel Accounts Professor. Today we are going to deal with basics of accounting and the terms used in accounting. First of all, what is financial accounting and why we should know about accounting? Because any business concern which is doing business wants to know whether they earn profit or whether they incurred loss. For knowing this, we want accounts. So, before going into accounts, before understanding accounts, we should understand the basic terms which are used in accounting, because without these terms, you may get confused in the actual concept. While learning the actual concept, you may get confused without the basic knowledge of these terms. Okay, let's go with the terms. The first term is business transaction. So the first term is business transaction. Now comes the question, what is a transaction? Simple. Let me tell you an example. The example is like, suppose you went to a shop and you purchased a book and you paid him amount. This is a transaction. Yes. And suppose you paid salary to your employee who is working under you. This is a transaction. Suppose you paid rent to your landlord. This is also a transaction. Okay, these are the examples of the transaction. Now comes the question, what is a transaction? Okay, listen carefully. Transaction is any activity or event which involves an exchange of money or money's worth between two persons. What does it mean? Suppose in the first example, you went to shop, you purchased a book and you gave him money. Yes or no? You gave him money and you are getting money's worth in return. So an exchange of money or money's worth between two persons is called transaction. That's it. It's as simple as that. So in the second example, it's like you paid salary to your employee who is working under you. So you are getting services from him, that is money's worth, and you are paying money to him. Now you are paying money and you are getting money's worth. This is also a transaction. And next, in the third example, if you paid rent to your landlord, in that case you are using his land and you are getting the benefit of using the land and you are paying money in return. So you are getting something, the worth of money, and you are paying money in return. This is what we call it as transaction. Now, in transaction we have two types of transactions. What are they? They are, first one is cash transaction, second one is credit transaction. Now, what is cash transaction? Cash transaction is that transaction where there is immediate flow of cash. In the first example, suppose we purchase book, right? We are paying cash immediately and we are bringing our book. So immediately and spontaneously, when the transaction occurred, at that point of time we are paying cash immediately. So this is called cash transaction. On the other hand, suppose if that shopkeeper is your friend or a person to whom you know, and you said to him that I don't have money as of now and I'll pay you after 2 or 3 weeks. In this case also you are taking the book, but you have to pay amount to him after 2 or 3 weeks, after specified time. Which means the transaction which creates an obligation on you to pay, but you are not paying immediately, it will create an obligation on you, so that you have to pay on future specified date. In simple, in other words, if I have to explain credit transaction is that transaction where there is a postponement in the payment of cash or receipt of cash to a future date. That's it. Okay. After business transaction, second one is capital. Capital is a very important term used in accounting. What is capital? Capital is a sum invested by the proprietor. Who is the proprietor? Owner of the business. So anything invested by the owner in his business is called capital. Suppose he brought cash into his business as an investment. This is capital. He got any properties like his personal property. Suppose he brought his personal bike into the business and he kept it in the business. So whatever he is giving his personal properties to business. In this case also, It will be a capital. Either it may be cash or it may be any property belonging to owner. If he is investing into business, then it is called capital. Okay. After capital, the most important term is goods. Okay. Now comes the question, what is good? What is a good? All of us heard many times about the word good, but what is good? Okay, I'll tell you what is good. In simple, good is any article, any product or any commodity which is meant for reselling, which is brought from outside market or which is manufactured within the business just with the intention to sell it. That's it. So, suppose I bought a pen and I am selling this pen to my friend. So, this pen will become good to me. So, in this case, goods are called, in accountancy, goods are called with different names. I'll tell you what are the names. Whenever you purchase goods, they are termed with the name purchases. If you're purchasing goods, then we call them as purchases. If you are selling goods, then in that case, we call them as sales. And you have two more names. They are, suppose you purchased goods and you got some defective quality goods. Now you won't keep these goods within your business. So in this case, you will return these goods from whom you have purchased these goods. In that case, whatever the goods purchased by you are getting returned out of the business. So they are called purchases return. So we should call them as purchases return. Similarly, whenever you sell goods and suppose your customer got some defective quality good, in that case he may return those goods to your business again. So in this case, whatever the goods sold by you are getting into your business as a return now. So they are called sales return. So purchases, sales, purchase return, sales return. So these are the four names. Apart from these four names, we have another name called stock. What is stock? So you purchased goods. Suppose you have purchased 4 books. Out of 4 books, you sold 3 books. So remaining 1 book had left in the business. This is called stock. So the unsold amount or unsold portion of goods lying in the business is called as stock. So after stock, our next important topic is asset. So now, what is an asset? I'll tell you in simple. Asset is any property owned by the business. Any property owned by the business. Suppose I have a building. I have a business, and my business has a building. It has its own vehicle. It has its own land. So building, land, vehicle, anything, any property owned by the business is called an asset. Now there are many types of assets. I tell you the types of assets based on time or based on nature. So based on time, how they differ? Let me explain. First one is fixed asset and second one is current asset. Now, what is fixed asset? Any asset which is brought with an intention to use it in the business more than 12 months. 12 months is the criteria, that is 1 year. If you had brought this asset to use in the business more than 1 year, then it is called fixed asset. If you brought this asset with an intention to sell it or convert it into cash within a span of 1 year, that is less than 12 months, then it is called current asset. So, I'll give you an example. For fixed asset, suppose I bought a building and my intention towards this building is I want to use this building until my business ends. Maybe like more than 1 year, right? Obviously, I'll be having the thought of using it more than 1 year. Then it is called fixed asset. In the second case, current asset. The very convenient example is good itself, stock lying in the business. Now stock lying in the business, my intention with these goods are I have to sell these goods within a span of 1 year. Nobody will bring these goods and keep in their business and anticipating that I have to sell this after 5 years or 6 years. Nobody will have these kind of plans. So everybody brings these goods with an intention that they have to sell them within a span of 1 year. So what is current asset? Any asset which is converted into cash or consumed by the business within a span of 12 months is called current asset. Any asset which is brought by the business with an intention to use more than 12 months is called fixed asset. And next, on the basis of tangibility. On the basis of tangibility, first one is tangible asset. What is tangible asset? And simple. What is tangible? Tangible is a thing which can be touched, which can be seen, and which can be felt. See, suppose I have a building or I have a furniture. I can see the furniture. I can touch the building. I can touch this blackboard, whatever, green board. So, if I can touch, if I can see, then it is called tangible asset. Then, what is intangible asset? Intangible assets are those assets which cannot be seen, which cannot be touched, but will be having that right on that particular asset. Suppose goodwill. What is goodwill? Goodwill is the reputation of the business, good name of the business, which will help the business to earn more profits compared to any other business and so on. So, in this case, goodwill is an intangible asset. Intangible asset. It will cover under intangible asset. Why? Goodwill is a good name. Where is a good name? Just show me your good name. No, it's not possible, right? Can you touch your good name? No, it's not possible, right? So, anything which cannot be seen, which cannot be touched, but can be felt is called intangible asset. That is the basic difference between tangible asset and intangible asset. So just now we learned about assets. Assets are the properties of the business. And next term is liability. What is a liability? Liabilities are the claims of outsiders against the business. In simple terms, any loan taken by the business is a liability. Which means if the business concern owes to somebody, some outside person, if we have to pay some outside person, then it is called a liability. If you remember about the credit transaction, we discussed about credit transaction, right? So in that transaction, we said that we purchased book and we said the shopkeeper that will pay to this book after 2 or 3 weeks after specified time. So it is a liability on the business. So business has to pay after 3 weeks or 2 weeks after specified time. So any claims against the business which the outsiders has is called a liability. So liabilities in simple, loans of the business are called liabilities in simple terms. Now there are two types of liabilities. One is long-term liability, second one is current liability. As we learned in assets, fixed assets, current assets, here also there are two types, long-term liability, current liability. What is long-term liability? Suppose I have taken a loan, mortgage loan. What is mortgage loan? Like giving my property I'm giving my property papers, property documents to the bank, and I'm taking a loan from bank. So this is mortgage loan. And I'm telling the bank, so bank will provide me time of 3 or 4 years, which means I can pay this loan after 12 months, which means I need not to pay this loan within a span of 1 year. I can pay this after 1 year also. These kind of loans are called long-term liabilities. And now current liability. What is a current liability? Current liability is that liability which should be paid within a span of 1 year, which means it should be paid within 12 months. So the time period is lesser than 12 months. If you remember the credit transaction example again, so what is it there? We have to pay within 2 or 3 weeks. So we have to pay within a span of 2 or 3 weeks, which is lesser than 1 year, which means it is a current liability. So long-term liability is that liability where we will get time more than 1 year to pay, to repay, and current liability is that liability where we will get time lesser than 1 year for repayment of amount. So this is about liability. Next, debtor. Who is a debtor? Debtor is a person who owes to the business. If somebody should pay to the business, then he is called debtor. Then who is a creditor? If business owes somebody to the outside person, then he is called creditor. Suppose let's deal with an example. Who is a debtor? Who is a creditor? Suppose I purchased goods from Mr. X. I purchased goods from Mr. X on credit. So I am not paying Mr. X immediately. I will pay him on a future date. So I am purchasing goods from Mr. X. So I am bringing these goods into the business. So this is a credit transaction. I am purchasing goods from Mr. X and goods are coming. Now Mr. X will become creditor to me because I have to pay X after specified time. And suppose I am selling these goods to Mr. Y on credit. That means Y will pay me on a future date, not immediately. Now Y owes to the business, business owes to X, which means a person who owes to the business, who should give amount to the business, is called debtor. Is called debtor. So a person to whom the business owes, to whom the business should give amount, is called creditor. So in simple words, debtor is a current asset and creditor is a current liability. Why current asset? What is current asset? Which can be converted into cash within a span of 1 year. Debtor is a person who pays to us within a span of 1 year. So he is an asset to the business and it can be converted into cash within a span of 1 year, less than 12 months. And who is a creditor? Creditor is a person who sells goods on credit to the business and he will become a current liability to the business because he will not give years of time for repayment of amount. We have to repay him within a span of 3 or 4 months, maximum to maximum. In that case, we should pay him within a span of 12 months itself, so less than 1 year. So it is called current liability. So hope things are clear till now. The next topic is revenue or income. What is a revenue? Revenue is any amount earned by the business by the way of selling goods or rendering services. For example, I have a bookstore. So if I have a bookstore, book is my good. So I am selling books and I am getting money in return. So I am selling goods and I am getting money in return. So this is my revenue. Revenue is any amount earned by the business by the way of selling goods or rendering services. Now, what is expense? Expense is any cost incurred by the business to earn revenue. If you have to earn revenue, you should incur expense. Yes. So, for earning revenue, you have to incur expense. I said, why? Why should we incur expense? Let me tell you. Suppose in the previous example, I said to you that I had a bookstore. Yes or no? And I am selling books. From where I got these books? I have to purchase them from outside market, right? So for purchasing these books, I have to pay for them. So that is my expense. So any cost incurred by the business for earning revenue is called my expense. Now expense and revenue. We know about expense and revenue. Now by comparing expense and revenue, we will get to know about profit and loss. If expense is more than revenue, then it is called loss. If revenue is more than expense, then it is called profit. Suppose I purchased a book for 5 rupees, I sold it for 10 rupees. In this case, my expense is 5 rupees and my revenue is 10 rupees. If I am purchasing it for 5 rupees and I am selling it for 10 rupees, I got a profit of 5 rupees. Yes or no? I am selling it for 5 rupees higher than the actual price. So my expense is lesser than my income. In that case, I'll earn a profit. And if I purchased this book for 10 rupees and I am selling it for 5 rupees, I spent 10 rupees on it and I am selling it for 5 rupees. I am getting only 5 rupees. So I incurred a loss of 5 rupees here. If expense is more, then it is called loss. In simple, in the first example, our expense is 5 rupees, our income is 10 rupees. Which is more? Income is more. So the excess of income, in simple, the excess of income, how much? 5 rupees. 5 rupees is more, right? The excess of income over expense is called profit. And what is loss? In our second example, our expense is 10 rupees and our income is 5 rupees. Here, our expense is more. So the excess of expense, how much it is more? 5 rupees. The excess of expense over relative income is called loss. So that is about profit and loss. And now, what is gain? Gain is as same as profit, but which is earned from irregular activities which are not regular to the business. What is our regular business activity? Purchasing goods and selling goods are our regular business activities. Now, I have a building, which means an asset. I am selling this asset. This asset cost of this asset is of cost 10 lakhs and I am selling it for 12 lakhs. Now, I got a profit of 2 lakhs, but I should not call this as profit. I should call it as gain, because selling the building or asset of the business is not a business activity or a trading activity. The motive of the business is to purchase and sell goods, not assets. So any profit earned by the way of irregular activities is called gain. And that's all about basic terms relating to financial accounting. Thanks for watching this class, and in the next video I am going to discuss about concepts and conventions of accounting. Thank you, and if you have not subscribed my channel yet, please subscribe and tap the bell icon. Thank you.